An annoying phenomenon has caught my attention as of late. A trend that I've recently discovered isn't even a very new one, and yet I've only noticed it now, and it's mainly because I'm a girl group stan, and I've been seeing this travesty occur with more and more girl groups by the day. Of course, this isn't something that only girl groups are victims of, but because of my own personal musical preferences, I've been inclined to notice more and more girl groups fall into this trap. These girl groups are what I like to call passion project fails. This phenomenon often occurs when a K-pop producer or idol, renowned for their contributions to the industry, takes a look around at the current climate and thinks to themselves, hey, maybe I can train and debut my own group too. That might be fun. People already love my music anyway, so I might as well slap my name on a new group, bestow them with some of my apex heavy hitter bops, and just wait for all of the fame, accolades, and cash to pour in. I won't even have to put in that much work. I can simply get by on name recognition alone. Well, here's something those producers and idols don't seem to understand. Not everyone can be a black-eyed Pilsung. In order for your group to succeed, you have to actually care about your group. We'll start with the most recent victim of the passion project fail, Bugaboo. When these ladies came into the scene on October 25th, 2021, with their self-titled debut single, I remember thinking that they had a really interesting sound, somewhat reminiscent of second-gen K-pop. With that heavy saxophone carrying the song, this energetic anthem was an instant earworm. Not only was the song catchy, it was light and fun. The members Eunchae, Yoona, Rainy, Cyan, Choyeon, and Jin were revealed in silhouette teaser videos on September 1st, 2021. With the most well-known member, the charismatic Choyeon, fresh off her time from Produce 48, these ladies were ready to make a mark in the industry. Unfortunately for them, their greatest strength would also quickly become their greatest weakness, eventually leading to their downfall when they disbanded barely even a year later on December 8th, 2022. Now at this point, you might be asking the same question I was asking. What the hell happened here? Well, the answer is short, and its name is Ryan S. Jun, the CEO of their company, A-Team Entertainment. Ryan is best known for producing some of K-pop's biggest hits for artists like IU, Luna, Lee Hyori, U-Kiss, Girls' Day, Twice, Oh My Girl, and Monsta X. When it was announced that he'd be debuting his own girl group, there was very little doubt that this man had all of the proper resources to give them everything they need to succeed. If not, then why debut them? So tell me why the hell he ended up giving away some of his best songs to every other group in K-pop except for the one he was responsible for. Let's briefly break this down. Bugaboo debuted in 2021 with a 2-single album, and sure, their sales weren't amazing, nor was their charting. But their debut single album has sold 6,481 copies at the time of this video's release. From here, we can see that there was a decent enough foundation for them to build upon. 6,000 copies isn't bad for a group from a small company, but maybe this is how it all fell apart. Perhaps Ryan's ego got in the way. I can imagine him being a little confused, wondering why his famed reputation in the industry wasn't enough to skyrocket these ladies into instant fame. But here's the thing. Sometimes it takes more than just reputation to attract success. Some could say that Ryan squandered all of Bugaboo's chances by giving away songs that could have possibly been breakout or even moderate hits for them. Others can say that Ryan should have gotten over himself and put forth some actual effort to promote his group instead. Or that he should have at least taken some notes from Black Eyed Pilsung and actually tried to give a shit. When it comes to orchestrating a specific sound and identity for Stacey, Black Eyed Pilsung knew all of the right boxes to check and only ever deviated slightly from the core elements that got Stacey to where they are today. Stacey's debut charted well at the time of debut, with them slowly gaining more and more leverage as they've aged in the industry. Why do you think that is? Maybe because their producers had an actual vision and plan for their careers. and didn't just toss them to the curb after one underperforming song. I don't know, I'm no expert, but when you have a group like Bugaboo up and vanish during their rookie year with no explanation and no word of their return and very little variety content or public appearances, you can't just expect them to explode in popularity when you finally do decide to bring them back a year after the fact. You don't just halt a group's career before it's even been given a proper chance to take off and expect success to just drop right out of the sky. How much of a fandom did Ryan genuinely think that they could build with just one album? When Bugaboo's debut didn't top charts or sell millions of albums, and their second EP's sales plummeted, Ryan must have said to himself, "Wow, this is much harder than I thought it would be. Let me just abort this whole girl group thing and quietly send Bugaboo into the upside down, never to be seen or heard from again." And you know what the worst thing about this is? While Bugaboo was on their long hiatus between those comebacks, Ryan was still producing songs for other artists. Just look at all of the music he produced between 2021 and 2022 and count how often Bugaboo's name shows up on the list. This guy is a very prolific producer. You mean to tell me that out of the many songs he produced in 2021, he couldn't give Bugaboo any of them? Not even just one? How the hell did this man have all of the time in the world to help make other groups successful while his own group faded into obscurity? Was there something going on here that I'm just unaware of? Because I would love to know other people's opinions on this. It's like the man didn't even try or didn't want to try and instead ended up wasting these ladies' time when they could have been thriving elsewhere. Hot Issue is another puzzling addition to this list, but at least this time there was a little bit more clarity on the situation that led to their downfall. The group consisted of 7 members: Mayna, Nayeon, Hyunshin, Dana, Yeewon, Yebin, and Dane. They debuted on September 29th, 2021, a month before Bugaboo, with the debut title track Gratata and album Issue Maker. With members Dana, a former child actress, and Mayna, a previous contestant on the Chinese airing of Produce 101, the group had a little steam behind them from the get-go, especially since they debuted under the label of former Cube co-founder Hong Sung-sung. Obviously, this man's name might not be as prominent in the industry as Ryan Jun, but he at least had some experience in the industry actually running a K-pop company. So it's not like this guy was just some random John Doe who decided to open a company. Again, this man has resources. Perhaps not enough to turn Hot Issue into million sellers, but at the very least enough pull to give them some recognition. When I saw the numbers for their debut album, I couldn't believe it. Hot Issue's debut only sold 95 copies as of the time of this video's release. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know the exact reason for these abysmal sales, but I have to ask again, what happened here? Let's fast forward to 2023 for a minute to talk about S2 Entertainment's most recent girl group, Kiss of Life. Now, there are likely some extenuating circumstances that I'm missing here, but how the hell did Kiss of Life manage to sell 24,378 copies of their debut EP when Hot Issue couldn't even sell 100? This is a jarring gap. Kiss of Life debuted on July 5th, 2023. Only a year after Hot Issue disbanded on April 22nd, 2022. It all happened so fast that I couldn't help but wonder if Hot Issue was disbanded to make room for Kiss of Life. What changed for S2 Entertainment in the short amount of time following Hot Issue's disbandment that suddenly gave them all of the funds in the world to spend on Kiss of Life? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not shading Kiss of Life. I actually really like this group so far, and I can't wait to see what they bring to the table next. But what made Hong Sung-sung suddenly decide to give a shit when it came to Kiss of Life? And where was this energy for Hot Issue? I totally understand that Hot Issue's album sales were extremely poor. Hell, their second EP sold only slightly better than their first, with 582 copies. So Hot Issue's disbandment was likely influenced by that, and I get it. Companies need to have a justifiable reason to continue funding a group. That's understandable. If the group isn't bringing in enough revenue, then they aren't making enough money to fund any future comebacks. But what the hell, S2 Entertainment? Why debut this group, then disband them less than a year later, a few days shy of their first anniversary? Unfortunately, I couldn't find much information about Hot Issue's sudden disbandment, and I've already given out my sole theory regarding the matter. But if any of you have any further insight, then please let me know.